everyone, welcome to Soul Horizons Tarot. I'm doing the extended forecast reading for the sign of Aquarius. This is the longer version. If you don't want to watch an hour plus video, I suggest going back and watching the short. It has the same title, just has short in the title. This is a collective reading, so not if it doesn't sound familiar, if it doesn't fit your situation, then it is not your reading, so keep that in mind. We're going to start off right away with your current energy situation. Please feel free to like, share, and or subscribe. If you enjoyed this, let me know in the comments if it does resonate for you. I love hearing back. And let's get it going. Tell me about that. No. Tell me about that Nine of Pentacles for Aquarius' current energy situation. Tell me about that Nine of Pentacles for Aquarius' current energy situation, please. Tell me more about that Nine of Pentacles. By the way, the thumbnail that I use, I create with NightCafe and edit with PicsArt. If you enjoy it, I can give you a link. I think the link's in the description. Yeah, for viewing some of that. Or you can reach out if you want to buy a print. Tell me about that Nine of Pentacles for Aquarius's. Okay. Alright. Scorpio energy there with death. Tell me one more. One more with death and the Nine of Pentacles. One more with death and the Nine of Pentacles for Aquarius' current energy situation, please. One more with death and the Nine of Pentacles. What is their current energy situation? Alright. Oh crap, I did it again. My god. No, I'm not taking that. I was distracted. Alright, death and the Nine. Okay. 2. Okay. Okay. So there's your card. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Specifically Aquarius. You are having to make a decision here. You are having to delegate something, trying to prioritize something. Maybe some of you are like having to financially adjust in a large way. You have to reevaluate where your money is going, where your time is going, where your resources are going. Because for some of you, it looks like you've had some kind of ending or change or transition that in some way affects your finances, your job, your career, your financial independence, maybe your confidence, maybe your position within something that you have put a lot of time, effort, energy into, possibly even resources. It could be a home, it could be a marriage or a relationship or a job or study. For some of you, you have gone through some kind of change, ending, or transition. And you are having to now reevaluate, reprioritize, make some changes here. Decide what's important, what can stay, and what isn't and can go. Some of you, it comes down to some kind of choice that you're weighing the pros and cons of. Let's look at the Death card and see what that's about. That was quick. Okay, it's put things on hold. It's caused a crazy transition. Tell me about death for Aquarius. What does that death represent? What does death represent, please, for Aquarius's current energy situation? Yeah. Whatever this was, it has confused you, it has shaken things up to a degree where now you don't know what is the right choice. You're confused, there's a lack of clarity, maybe there's too many options on the table, or you're having to fine-tune some of the things that you took for granted, or maybe you're having to recognize, maybe for some of you, that there are things that now have to be prioritized. You're having to minimalize something. Maybe what you're spending money on. Maybe your lifestyle. Maybe your time. Tell me about that Nine of Pentacles. No. What is that Nine of Pentacles for Aquarius? What is that Nine of Pentacles for Aquarius? Whatever this ending or change was, it has brought a lot of confusion with it. And that's what you're trying to decide, or, I mean, you could be dealing with another air sign or a more masculine figure. It does not have to be, though. But I think that's you, because that is your card. Tell me about that Nine of Pentacles for Aquarius. Aries energy there. For some of you, you are a boss, you are an owner of a business, or you are dealing with a person that has, it could be a father, it could be a husband, it could be a superior of some kind, it could even be an institution that kind of has authority over you. But this is the thing that this has shaken up. It has shaken up your position. Maybe it has shaken up your power, especially power that you have over yourself, over your life. And now you're kind of having to rectify the situation by, again, processing what's more important, what needs to go, what needs to stay, or choosing one thing over another. So basically, trying to manage here something. Manage money, manage choices, managing necessity. So let's move on to, I'm just going to move this right in the middle so I don't. Alright, so what's coming towards you with that Queen of Wands? Could be a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sag. Let's look at this. Tell me about that Queen of Wands for what's coming towards Aquarius. What is the most important, influential thing coming towards them that they would want or need to know about, please? Tell me about that Queen of Wands. Tell me about that Queen of Wands, please, okay? Ooh, this could be an argument, a conflict, a fight. Someone gets heated, an altercation. Let's look some more. This could be a disagreement. Tell me more about the Five of Swords and the Queen of Wands. Tell me one more about the Five of Swords and the Queen of Wands. Tell me more about the Five of Swords and Queen of Wands for what's coming towards Aquarius, please. Tell me about that Five of Swords and Queen of Wands. This literally could be fighting with somebody hot-tempered, hot-headed, or this could put you in a situation where you get there. One more, the Five of Swords and Queen of Wands, please. Okay. 1, 2. First one that popped out, we're going to keep that one, Ten of Wands. So this seems like another burden. Let's look at what else. High Priestess. Pisces Cancer energy there with the High Priestess. Or Cancer Pisces. We have Aries Leo Sag. But this looks like a burden that rests kind of internally, or something that you kind of expected, possibly, with the High Priestess. Let's look a little bit more. I want to see what that Five of Swords is about. Why the Five of Swords? Why the conflict? Internal or external. This could be you fighting within yourself, or having a little argument or disagreement with someone else. This could be you here, or you could be dealing with another air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. You could be dealing with someone that is just as stubborn or opinionated as yourself. That Queen of Swords shows back up in your external though, so I kind of feel like this and this are the same. So you could make the decision, okay? You could make the decision to stand your ground here and say something, or this could be somebody else trying to start an argument with you, or something they say incites a disagreement, a fight, some kind of conflict. But again, this could be you. It could be, because you're an air sign, so this could be an internal battle here. Let's look at that Queen of Wands. Who or what does that Queen of Wands represent? That's for some of you, this is about an ending, a painful ending, maybe regarding a choice. Same card that came out underneath that King of Swords is here again in a different deck with the Ten of Swords. So maybe your choices are taken from you. At least that's the way it feels. Or a choice leads to an ending, or a lack of ability or imbalance in some way leads to. Tell me about that Queen of Wands. Who or what does that Queen of Wands represent? Who or what does this Queen of Wands represent for what's coming towards Aquarius, please? One, two. Okay, it's definitely a person, and very strong Aries. That's the first one that popped out, and she popped out again. So this is very definitely a person. Strong Aries, could be Leo or Sag. Does not have to be a fire sign, can have that archetype. So a boss, a parental figure, an authority figure, it looks like a conflict between you and this person, or you and this entity. It could be, you could be fighting with a business. But whatever this is, it leads to a burden. It could be a fight over duties, responsibilities. Possibly some of you feel like management is poor and you get stuck with more duties and obligations than what you should be. I'm afraid that for some of you, it's kind of at first you internalize it. I don't know, some of you could be speaking out about it, because we do have that conflict card. But with the High Priestess, I'm wondering if some of you don't just kind of grin and bear it here for the time being. You think about it, it bothers you, but it's not something that you speak about. at least at first. But this is definitely a person with some kind of information or something they say is confrontational, is accusatory, is combative in some way. It either leads to an argument or leads you to feel very conflicted. In the Ten of Wands, it's either an internal struggle, which kind of does have a strong significance here for the cards. So some of this may be a more internal battle that you kind of withhold and you hold on to and you just kind of power through or try to. But for others of you, this could bring with it a burden, something that weighs you down, that is physically, emotionally, spiritually exhausting or mentally exhausting. It's a challenge. At best, it is a challenge you're being presented with. Some of you may enjoy challenges, and this is why you're kind of shouldering it, going head first, putting your head down and powering through. But for others of you, there is a strong inclination to fight against this with that Five of Swords. Okay, so we're moving on to the silver lining, the positive potential of what's coming towards you. The good thing that could come out of this. Tell me about that Ace of Wands. Okay. So for some of you, this is getting back to where you were with that Nine of Pentacles. Possibly a brand new beginning or a new start or a restart into reattaining or attaining that Nine of Pentacles, which is security, financial freedom, independence, confidence, expansion, growth, abundance. So this is a possibly new start or a new potential offer that could come out of this. Tell me, get back in there. Tell me one more with the Nine of Pentacles and Ace of Wands for the silver lining of what's coming towards Aquarius. So not all is lost. There is a potential for a new start, new beginning, or new passionate, or new passion. Possibly if you wait and are patient, it might be something that doesn't come, immediately, but it's something that's in the future that you can look forward to. However, I think that's up to how you deal with the advice and this over here. But we're going to look at that Ace of Wands first. See what is that Ace of Wands for the positive potential here, the silver lining. What does that Ace of Wands represent for Aquarius's? Maybe it's even a new idea. This sparks a new idea, a new passion. Tell me about that Ace of Wands for Aquarius, the silver lining of what's coming towards them, please. Clarify that Ace of Wands. It's funny, the Wheel of Fortune came out several times during your pre-shuffle. So this could be all about fate, timing, just luck of the draw. Tell me about the Ace of Wands. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so the first card that came out was that Four of Swords. Now we have, okay. Yeah, I'm getting a strong message here. And I got it in the short version, which is nice to have it reconfirmed here. That for some of you, you've had your eyes set on a certain outcome. So much so that when it doesn't, it doesn't self-realize or actualize, that you're kind of lost. Maybe that's already like what's happening or what's happened. You feel lost and you don't know. This Ace of Wands seems to be something that at first look you might not see it. You might not see it as an opportunity, or you might not want it because it's not what you had your eyes or your hopes or your goal. It wasn't your intended goal or target. So at first glance, you're not going to be receptive to it. Some of you might even miss the opportunity altogether if you're too busy staring at your cup, which is the thing that you've lost. It's being stuck in your feelings. So much so that you could potentially miss this opportunity. Tell me about, first of all, tell me about that Nine of Pentacles. Tell me about that Nine of Pentacles. Be open to new suggestions, new ideas, new opportunities is basically what I'm getting from this, because there is a silver lining here. Tell me about that Nine of Pentacles for the silver lining for Aquarius and what's coming towards them, please. It seems to be like there's an opportunity for you financially when it comes to your home, your lifestyle, your confidence, your ability to create or expand or grow. Tell me about that Nine of Pentacles for, okay, there we go. Yeah, you're going to want to ignore something here. You're not going to see this for the opportunity as it is, because you're going to be stuck in your feelings about the disappointment surrounding whatever this is coming towards you. Tell me about that Three of Wands. What do they need to wait for here? What should they wait for? What's the, okay. The Star. Yeah, there's definitely a silver lining. And this might be a blessing in disguise, whatever this is. And you need to see it, or try to see it, as something other than just, you know, a rejection or a dismissal or a fight or an argument. Whatever this is that's coming towards you that's going to be disappointing, and it's potentially leading to more disappointment, there is a silver lining. But you're not going to want, your knee-jerk reaction here is to not be open to new possibility or to new ideas or to new pathways. For some of you there is a silver lining, but you have to be looking for it. Oh, far as signs, we have, there's something headed towards you in the future, and you need to have your eyes up instead of down. That's a very, very strong message. She's looking down at her cups. He's looking towards the future, towards the Ace of Wands. And the Star is backing that up. That's luck. That's what we would conceive as a dream, you know, something that we can't achieve, but we still hope for. It's a hope, a wish, a desire. And that there is that in the future, but again, you're going to miss it if you're too busy mourning what was lost. As signs, we have Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, and Aquarius. That's your card too, by the way. So there is something for you to look forward to or hope for in the future, despite what you're currently going through, despite this that's coming in towards you. See, it's bringing back stability, because with the Ace of Wands and the Three of Wands, we get the Four of Wands, which is all about safety, structure, stability, you know, the four walls of a home, celebration possibly. It makes the Four of Wands, which is very good, very positive. Okay, so potential pitfalls or things you need to watch out for, where this is the positive of what's coming, this is the less desirable or the potential negative impacts. So tell me about that Three of Pentacles for the pitfalls or the red flags here for what's coming towards Aquarius, please. Tell me more about that Three of Pentacles. Now that's a lot though. Yeah, some of you are so driven towards a certain outcome that you have not anticipated, you do not anticipate, or you didn't anticipate the way things actually went, and now you don't know how to rectify it, you don't know how to deal with it. Tell me about that Three of Pentacles, please. The potential pitfalls. Three of Cups, Three of Pentacles. So some of you, your friendships may suffer. Your relationship with your family, your friends, your co-workers, possibly even if you are in a connection. That could be what suffers. For some of you, in the short version, I saw this as a new beginning. For some of you, this might be, and it's the thing that you put all your eggs into that basket, and then when it doesn't go the way you had planned or anticipated, you like celebrate too early here. It's a premature celebration, but for the main message that I'm getting here is that some kind of connections are going to suffer or could potentially be negatively impacted because of what this is. It could be arguments with your friends, family members, or partner. Tell me about one more, the Three of Cups and the Three of Pentacles for the potential pitfalls. This could be a situation where it's every man for himself and you feel like no one is there to support you. Tell me one more, Three of Cups and Pentacles, please. One more. Three of Cups and Pentacles for the potential pitfalls. One, two, three. I'm getting a very specific message for someone that you have been living beyond your means, maybe going out to drink or party too much, maybe spending too much on, feeling like a part of like a club or a clique or like you buy expensive clothes so that you feel like, you're at the same level as the people that you admire. Six of Wands. Yeah, for some of you, this is about premature celebration. I think you feel like you got it in the bag when you don't. For others of you, you feel left out. I'm getting a strong message of feeling left out when everyone else is going out and, celebrating and, partying and having a girls' night. You are left. You're at home. You're working. You're doing all of the work and getting none of the benefit. But you're working towards success. However, you still feel kind of alone in that pursuit. So that's how, I guess, some of your partnerships could suffer. And again, yeah, for some of you, you get way too invested in this playing out a certain way. So you don't plan for, what is that damn word? There's no contingency plan. Let me go ahead and see what this Three of Pentacles is about. Tell me about that three of, yeah, picking and choosing. That's the third time that card's coming out. Some of you may have to choose between work and friendships, or work and partying, study. Some of you have to choose studying over going out. Tell me about that Three of Pentacles. Some of you may have to pick and choose the friends that you want to continue to be, around. That's the one that came out. We also have the Four of Swords and the Page of Cups. So yeah, some of you may be, you know, cutting back on doing those extracurricular activities. Others of you may be cutting out a certain person, whether it could be a water sign, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, or it could be somebody that's just a bad influence, or they're not at the same level, they don't have the same goals, and you're forced to where you kind of have to like detach from them a little bit, maybe stop communicating or stop replying because they're trying to influence you. You know, they want you to go join them on I don't know, a bar hopping, or, you know, just distracting you from what you're trying to do with that Three of Pentacles, which is, you know, it's usually a card about working as a team. But I feel like the teamwork is not here, at least from your perspective. You're the one that's having to pull the weight here. And that's, I think, for a lot of you, that's the thing that's going to impact the connections here. Connections. So let's look at the potential, or the potential roadblocks, the challenges or obstacles that you'll be facing when this comes in, or in between that time, possibly even now, extending into that time that that Queen of Wands comes in. Tell me about that Page of Pentacles for the challenges or obstacles. What's going to be holding Aquarius back here with the Page of Pentacles, please? What's going to be holding Aquarius back? One, two, just didn't feel right, but this is the one that came out. What's on the bottom here? Queen of Swords again. That's Libra, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, strong Libra. We have Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Tell me one more with the Five of Pentacles and the Page. Some of you may feel like you've been held back from circumstance. Your circumstances have not allowed you to be at the same place. Let me get one more. Five and Page of Pentacles. Five and Page of Pentacles, please, for the challenges or obstacles that Aquarius may face. One more. Five and Page of Pentacles, please. One, two, and three. That's the one that came out. I'm gonna go and see what this one's about. Okay. For some of you, this could involve a Taurus, a Libra, a Gemini, or excuse me, Taurus, Libra, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. So strong Taurus, or Earth sign, but also Libra. Yeah, for some of you, I think you might be at a disadvantage. You might be fighting against odds. I think it is based on circumstance. Maybe you didn't have the opportunity to have the kind of education that others did, or you didn't have the same resources that others did. You came from a bad situation, a broken home. Some of you may have been single parents, single mothers, single fathers, and, you know, a child kind of prevented you, not that, you know, they were a burden or whatever. It's just, this is the thing. It could be a lack of education, or getting as far ahead in your education because of some kind of financial struggle. Maybe some of you faced homelessness, poverty, poor education, or you were held back from, you know, completing a degree or furthering your education for whatever reason. Maybe financial. It could have been a financial thing. Tell me about that Page of Pentacles first. What is the thing that's holding them back here with that Page of Pentacles, please? Some of you could have put it off because you found out you were pregnant. But I think that it has affected your self-confidence. or it will be affecting your confidence. Like you don't have faith in yourself or your abilities or your skill level. You don't think anybody's going to take you seriously with what you have to offer here. Or maybe they can't take you seriously because, you know, you don't have the same credentials or the same experience. And you know that, and it kind of, it feels defeating. It maybe, for some of you, it might not have been something that you could have controlled, but the outcome is the same. It prevents you from getting to the position, and I feel like yeah, because you had the Nine of Pentacles come out twice, here and here. And the Nine of Pentacles, she is working towards becoming this Empress. So your ability to be abundant, for growth, fertility, power, you know, to be a mother or a boss, to own your own company, to expand and be prosperous. Tell me about that Page of Pentacles first. Tell me about the Page of Pentacles for the challenge or obstacle here. What does that represent? What does that Page of Pentacles represent? Okay. Okay, for some of you, you're faced with, there were certain things that you prioritized that came back to bite you. Like you put more value into things that you realized didn't really fulfill you or weren't long-term. For others of you, you got caught up in a situation where it seemed like the right fit or the right choice at that time, but again, it's about facing the consequences. Whether you did that to yourself or not, is irrelevant. It's just something that you have to, it's like paying the piper now. Whatever this was or is something that you feel is holding you back. And it's a lack of education, a lack of experience, a lack of opportunity, a lack of money, whatever that is. It's the thing that is going to hold you back here. Again, it could have been completely out of your control. For some of you, it was in your control, and now you're realizing that you didn't invest where you should have. Why do I keep coming up with cards there? Good grief. Alright, tell me about that Five of Pentacles. Tell me about that Five of Pentacles, please. Okay. The Ten of Swords in the reverse. So some of you, you came out of that struggle. You did. But it set you back. This Ten of Swords in the Five of Pentacles is like you struggled, you clawed, you tore your way out of this predicament, this struggle, and now you're invested in your future. However, the future doesn't seem to be investing in you. That's the perspective that you're taking, because your advice is that you're worried, you're fearful. I think for a lot of you, you don't have a lot of faith in yourself, but you also have reason to believe that like no one can take me seriously because I'm not at the same level as the other potential employees, or the other offers that they're getting, or the other clients, or what have you. Just exchange that. Some of you it might be love. You're worried that, you know, you don't have anything to bring to the table and no one will take your offer seriously because you're inexperienced or because you're so late in the game. Like some of you could have left a bad marriage and you're getting into the dating scene and you feel like, you know, your options are limited because of that. So it could play out a different ways for different people, but that's the challenge or obstacle here. Is I don't feel, or no one feels, that what I have to offer, what I bring to the table, is something that they can take seriously. Okay, so this, we're going to move on to outside or external. Cancel that. I'm going to do a quick switch over. Don't go anywhere. If I can find the button. Okay. So outside or external can be people, person, situation, or energy that will some way impact or influence what's coming towards you, the situation around that, whether negatively or positively. So it could be another air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. But let's look. Oh, I guess I should start this. Tell me about that Queen of Swords, please, for the outside or external to Aquarius and what's coming towards them. Tell me about that Queen of Swords for the outside or external influence here. What's going to be influencing the situation and what's coming towards them with the Queen of Swords. 1, 2, 3 of Wands. Tell me one more with the 3 of Wands and the Queen of Swords. Tell me about that 3 of Wands and the Queen of Swords. This could be a decision or message or communication that in some way influences your future. Tell me about that 3 of Wands and the Queen of Swords for the outside or external influence, please. This could even be a message from afar. Possibly that you are or have been waiting on, or you will be waiting on. Tell me one more. There we go. The Chariot. So yeah, this dictates your future and how you progress, how you move forward. Could be a Cancer, or a Cancer could be involved. You have strong Cancer, Pisces throughout your reading, but maybe your future is put on hold because of a decision that needs to be made, or a communication, or a verification, some kind of verdict. Tell me about this Queen of Swords. Who or what does that represent? Tell me about that Queen of Swords. Who? No, that's too many. Who or what does that represent, please? The outside or external influence. Okay. Got 1. 2. There it is. Thank you. One that came out, 9 of Swords. Same card that came out in your advice, and we also have the Ace of Cups. So this could be a decision that brings with it some grief, anxiety, fear, or maybe there's fear surrounding what the decision, what the verdict, what the communication will be about. I don't know if this is another person that is going through this, or if this is the impact that it has on you. This is the person or the decision or the communication that brings you into the 9 of Swords, which is in your advice. Tell me about that 3 of Wands. Okay. Page of Cups. So you're hoping for a positive message here, possibly from a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Possibly maybe something to do with a child. Future hope. Tell me about that Chariot. I feel like this is ultimately surrounding your future and your ability to progress, to move forward. Tell me about the Cancer. Tell me about the Chariot card. Tell me about the Chariot card, please. What does that represent? Star. Aquarius. Yes, it's your future. Wow. Now this could have to deal with a mother. You had the Empress come out earlier, so like I said, a mother figure, someone who is a mother, maybe you are a mother, your ability to be a mother. But it's from the 5 to the 10 of Pentacles. So your hope is to maybe have a future where you're not struggling, or have a future where your children are not struggling, or your family is not struggling. This is what your wish is attached to. This is why it's so important to you, and why there's so much fear and anxiety and potentially, like, you know, sleepless nights, like you lose sleep over this thing. I do feel like it comes down to a decision. I don't think it's yours, and I think that's why there's so much, it's like a bated waiting, like a tense kind of, please let me get a yes, please let them, you know, sign the letter, sign the deed, sign the title, let them give me good news. And there's a lot of anxiety surrounding that decision. Because it has to do with your future and moving out of struggle into financial prosperity. You know, the 10 of Pentacles is the highest you can reach. Not that you're rich and wealthy, but that your sense of what is valuable, that is fulfilled. That's a sense of fulfillment when it comes to finance, home, family. So this is very much tied to, what does the future look like? What is this news going to bring me regarding that? You have very high hopes and desires and wants and wishes towards this, but because of that, you are also filled with anxiety. It could be ultimately a decision that brings anxiety because it impacts your future. Alright, so let's look at your advice for the situation, for what's coming towards you. What is your advice? What are Aquarius' messages of truth, clarity, wisdom, guidance, and advice? First one out, 6 of Swords. Yep, immediately let go of the anxiety. Free yourself of the need to analyze, overcomplicate, you know, cyclical thinking, then getting in your head and not getting out of your head, not being so mentally, you know, the 9 of Swords can be to the extreme mental health issues. It's and then that plays into your physical health. The 6 of Swords as advice is to move away from that. Find peace, seek out peace, seek out harmony, seek out calm. Get out of your head. Get out of the cyclical thinking. Tell me one more with the 6 and the 9 of Swords. Let something go, release something. Maybe some of you have a need to control things and you do it by thought. Like you don't let something go mentally until, and the advice here is to not do that, is to go against that nature. Tell me one more with the 6 and the 9. It's either going to happen or it isn't. Overthinking it isn't going to help the situation. It's only causing you, you know, to lose sleep or to have panic attacks or anxiety attacks. Tell me one more, the 6 and the 9 of Swords for Aquarius's advice. Five of Cups. Yeah. Let the past go as well. Release the past, release the things that hold you in the past, release the things that hold you in your head. Stop overthinking, get out of your head is basically what your advice is. Stop living in the past. Even if this past isn't what you're doing now, whatever this is, it's going to put you in the Nine of Swords. It could potentially put you in that Nine of Swords. Your advice is to, you know, not allow yourself to get stuck in your head. Just go with the flow and don't overthink it to the point where it brings you misery, or it makes you miserable. Alright? So moving forward, we've got the probable outcome. Probable, not definitive. Tell me about that Three of Swords, please, for the probable outcome for what's coming towards Aquarius. What is the most probable outcome of what's coming towards Aquarius, please? There it is again. I think you're meant to let go of control, because whatever's going to happen here is fated. It's already kind of written out a certain way. Not that everything is, but this thing is. This thing's going to play out the way it's going to play out, and overthinking it isn't going to change it. Challenging it mentally in your head, you know, going over and over the conversation again and again to see what you could have, should have, would have done is not going to change the outcome. It's only going to cause you more grief. Tell me one more with the Wheel of Fortune. That is Sagittarius energy, but also fixed sign Aquarius, Leo, Leo, Taurus, and Scorpio energy. Tell me one more with the Wheel of Fortune and the Three of Swords for the most probable outcome here for Aquarius. Tell me about one more. There's the Emperor again, Aries. We have Aquarius, and we have the Nine of Wands. So you're not going to want to accept this. You're going to want to control it. Try to control the narrative. Try to control the outcome. Try to get a hand on it and fix the outcome in a way that's not beneficial, I feel. It's like you're challenging, you're meeting it to challenge it, but I don't know if that's healthy in the situation because of what was up here. Because you're too busy looking at, okay, I don't accept this, I don't accept this rejection, I don't accept this disappointment, I don't accept this, you know, diagnosis, whatever this is. I'm going to combat it. Because while you're busy doing that, you have an opportunity up here that you're going to miss because A, you're in your head and you're stuck on the disappointment of whatever that Queen of Wands is bringing. So I want to look at why this Three of Swords is here. Empress. This could have to do with parents. A mother, a father, a boss, man or woman. Your own sense of independence or abundance. This is Taurus, Libra. We have Aries. Again, we have Sagittarius and all the fixed signs. This could affect a mother, someone who is a mother, if you are a mother, or a parent. It doesn't have to be a mother. I just say that because Empress here. We also have the father, the husband. Could be a marriage. Tell me about that Wheel of Fortune. Tell me about that Wheel of Fortune, please. Okay, Devil. Cyclical, unhealthy cycle. Yeah, it's like this is something you become fixated on. That's the moral of the story, and you're being asked to release whatever this is. Mourn it, grieve it, go through the process that you need, but do not stay stuck in it. For others of you that do see yourself disadvantaged because of the past, recognize that we are not what we went through. We are not what we have experienced. Every day is a new opportunity to create a different story, create a different version of events. But you can't do that if you're too busy, stuck, or fixated on an outcome or a thing or a person, a situation that you don't actually have control over and that you couldn't even if you really wanted to. It's like some of you think you can overpower or overturn this, but the truth of the matter is that there is another opportunity waiting for you. It's not what you had hoped for. It's not what you fixated. It's not what you planned on. But it is there if you will just look for it. Okay, so let's do our last one here. The overall theme of what this Queen of Wands is. This is a mental prison. This is feeling trapped, stuck, bound. So whatever she or this is bringing, it has something to do with being mentally trapped or bound to a situation or to a thought, an idea. Let me look at what the overall theme of what is coming towards Aquarius. Again, I get that mental fixation, or I guess I have to say mental because for some of you it could be a Virgo. This has been going on for quite a long time. Tell me about the Ace. For some of you it's Gemini and it's a love situation. A connection of some kind. Whether romantic or not. Tell me about that Eight of Swords, please, for the overall theme of what's coming towards them. What's the overall theme of that Queen of Wands coming towards Aquarius? 1, 2, 3. King of Cups. Some of you very well may be emotionally stuck or trapped. 3 of Pentacles. I kind of feel like this is emotional dependence. On someone or something. It's like you expect a certain level of cooperation to help you through this Eight of Swords, but what you have to realize is this is a journey of self, and that certain things other people cannot have a hand in, they cannot help you with. They're not meant to. And that's kind of why I got that energy. I feel like that some of you feel left out, or that you're pulling more weight Tell me one more with the King of Cups and the Eight of Swords for the overall theme. But for most of you, I feel like this is messing you up. Your mental attitude towards it is affecting your emotional output towards the things that you should have partnership with. You should have teamwork, you should have collaboration, but you're unable because you're too stuck in your head. The Eight of Cups is about walking away and letting that go. It's something that you should have probably let go a long time ago, but you have become emotionally, mentally fixated on a certain outcome. And try as you might, the outcome can't change because the season is over. That season. It is time to walk away from this. It is time to release. It is time to let go. It is time to move on. And unless you don't, or excuse me, unless you do, you are going to miss this opportunity up here. Tell me about that Eight of Swords. What are we so stuck on with that Eight of Swords? Oh my God. Yeah, there it is again. We're just mentally stuck, mentally trapped, a mental prison, a mental prisoner of our own mind, of our own making. The Eight of Swords is a self-imposed prison because we could choose to take off the blindfold. We could choose to use one of the swords to cut ourselves free. But instead, Queen of Swords, she's the one that would cut through. Tell me about that Eight. No? Okay. Tell me about that Eight of Cups. What are we meant to leave behind? Walk away from? Possibly someone walked away from you and it's left you trapped, but tell me about that Eight of Cups. This is a journey that you're going to have to go on yourself, though. I don't think you're going to be able to rely on anyone else, or you're not meant to. No, like solely. You can always have a support system. You can always, ask for assistance, but it's not about leaning on them so much that you don't do any of the work yourself. Tell me about that Eight of Cups. Okay. Ten of Cups. Letting go so you can find true happiness, emotional fulfillment. The Ten of Cups is a card of emotional fulfillment. Whatever fulfills us in ourself. That's not about what makes other people happy, what would please other people. It's about what would please us, but also be beneficial to those we love and care for. Overall, Aquarius, I see for the majority, I see a couple different strong messages, but the majority, which I'm going to stick with so it doesn't get too confusing, is a certain fixation here. I don't know what on, specifically. For some of you, for most of you, it is something to do with your future, moving forward, getting out of the situation that you're in. But you fixate on only one particular path when there is another one for you. You just don't want it because you're hyperfixated on something else, on a different outcome. And no matter what you do, how hard you try, or how much you think about it, the outcome is going to remain the same. It's not in your hands. I say that because the Wheel of Fortune came out. Some of you may have gone through this again and again and again and again and again. Maybe not this thing specifically, but situations like this. You've always fixated on the one that breaks your heart. It's time to release control and allow something new. Okay, again, there is a silver lining, but you have to be looking for it. And there is a possibility, a high probability, that if you don't, you're going to miss it. It will pass you by. Alright, Aquarius, let me know in the comment section if this resonated for you. Hopefully it helps. No judgment, didn't mean to sound, preachy. Yeah, feel free to like, share, subscribe if you enjoyed this and want to see future content. But other than that, you guys have a great rest of your week, and I'll talk to you next time. Ow, ow, zombie foot.